Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. As you know, we are studying chapter Natural Resources. Now this is time to discuss the NTSE questions, as we have already discussed the NCERT questions. Now this is time for the NTSE stage 1. Here we go. The function of nitrosomonas bacteria in nitrogen cycle is, when we have studied the nitrogen cycle, I told you that nitrosomonas bacteria converts the ammonia into nitrites, okay, and this process was known as nitrification. So here the options are oxidizes ammonium salt into nitrites, oxidized nitrites into nitrate, oxidized nitrite into ammonium salts, and oxidized nitrites into nitrates. Okay, so as I told you, in the nitrogen cycle we have already studied that nitrosomonas convert the ammonium salt into the nitrite. Okay, so option A is the correct answer here. Clear? Option A means oxidize. What is the function of nitrosomonas? It converts or it oxidizes the ammonium salt into nitrites. Next is, which of the following constitute a food chain? Generally we know food chain start from a plant only. Grass, wheat and mango, these all are plants only. Okay, so this is not a food chain. Grass, cow, human. As I told you, in the food chain what happens? First of all it comes the producers, means plant, then consumers in which first of all comes herbivores, then the carnivores and then omnivores. Okay, so here grass is the producer, means plant, it is eaten by herbivore, that is cow, then then the next option is human, that is omnivore. So this is the correct option. Cow, goat, elephant, this is not a food chain. Grass, generally food chain starts from a producer, that is plant only. Grass, okay. Fish does not eat grass, okay, and goat does not eat fish. So this is the wrong option. So correct option here is B, means grass, that is a producer, it plant, and then it is eaten by cow, and then it is hunted by human only. Okay, so we can say that the B is the correct option. Grass, cow and human, means producer, then consumer, first consumer is herbivore, then carnivore, then omnivore. Next is, which of the following is not a biodegradable material? Okay, so here are the options: aluminium foil, animal bone, wood and cotton. If we will discuss these options, so we can see that animal bone, wood and cotton, these all three are biodegradable. They can be decomposed by microorganisms, but aluminium foil is non-biodegradable material. So option A is the correct answer. Next is, which one of the following is a renewable resource? Renewable resource means a resource which can be replenished once again. So coal, if we talk about the coal cannot be replenished again. Oil again cannot. Forest, yes, forest can be, they are known as renewable resources because once any forest is deforested, once we cut down a large number of the trees, again the forest can be reforested, means we can grow the plants again in the large number. So thus we can say that the forest is known as a renewable resource. Clear? So option C is the correct answer. Next is, according to Horizon, identify the secondary air pollutant. So ash, no. SO3, yes it can be. Smoke, no. Radioactive compound, no. So we can say that SO3 is the main, or we can say is the secondary air pollutant. First is always the carbon dioxide. Okay. Option A. Next is, in residential areas at night the standard limit of sound intensity is 55, no. 70 decibel, no. C option, that is correct, 45 decibel. In residential area only the standard limit of sound intensity is 45 decibel. You cannot increase it. This is against the law. Next is, which of the following gases mainly increases global warming? We all know that generally global warming is caused by when the carbon number of the or amount of the carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere. Okay, so it increases the temperature of the earth, and this process is known as global warming. So we can say that the most the gas which can increase the global warming is carbon dioxide. This is the most abundant gas. Next is, which of the following is the example of the waste biodecomposition of living beings? Vegetables, glass, plastic, metals. They all are non-biodegradable. They all are non-biodegradable. Vegetables can be decomposed easily by the microorganisms. Thus, we can say that option A means vegetables are the waste which are the examples of biodecomposition. They can be easily decomposed by microorganisms. Okay, and this is the reason manure is also made by the peels of vegetables. We can add the peels of vegetables there. The 3 Rs which can help us to conserve natural resources for future generation are 3 Rs. You are studying these 3 Rs from the primary classes itself. So, 3 Rs are generally reduce, reuse and recycle. These are the 3 Rs principles. So, here we go with the option reduce, regenerate, redistribute, wrong, reduce, recycle, regenerate, wrong, reduce, reuse and recycle. This is the correct option. 3 Rs principle is reduce, reuse and recycle. Next is the select the group which contain only non-biodegradable items. Wood, paper, leather, they are biodegradable. Polythene, glass, PVC, they are non-biodegradable. And plastic, glass, grasses. Plastic and glass is non-biodegradable, but the grass is biodegradable. Plastic, nylon, cardboard. Plastic and nylon are non-biodegradable, but the cardboard is biodegradable. Generally, it is made up of the wood pulp, and it is also a biotic component. This is also can be decomposed by the living organism, that are microorganisms. So, here the correct option for the non-biodegradable item is polythene, glass and PVC. They are non-biodegradable. They cannot be decomposed by the microorganisms. Option B. Next is, the use of disposal paper cups is more beneficial over disposal plastic cups. Why? It is cheaper. Okay, it is easily available. Both are easily available in the market. It can be reused. No. Its recycling process has no harmful impact on the environment. Why? Because paper cup is biodegradable. This is the reason that its recycling process has no harmful impact on the environment. It does not release any chemical. Clear? So, option D is the correct answer for the given question. Next is, population size is controlled by death rate, no. Birth rate, never. Demographic transition, no. Carrying capacity of environment, yes. Whatever the carrying capacity of environment is, it will define the population size. Okay, so option D is the correct answer. Next is, depletion of ozone layer is mainly due to, we all know depletion of ozone layer means when the ozone is break down into oxygen and it release one molecule of oxygen, then this process is known as ozone depletion, and generally it is done by the chlorofluorocarbon. So, option C is the correct answer. that depletion of ozone layer, when the ozone breaks down into the molecular oxygen and release one molecule of the oxygen, this process is known as ozone depletion, and generally this is caused by the chlorofluorocarbon. So option C is the correct answer. Next is, which of the following list contain all the ingredients and products of photosynthesis? As we all know, generally during the photosynthesis, plants need ingredients, means it needs things for the photosynthesis are carbon dioxide and water. These both are essential, and after the photosynthesis the products are, it release oxygen and glucose. It make glucose, means food product is glucose. So here we go with the options, that ingredients means the things which are required for photosynthesis, they are carbon dioxide and water. So here options are carbon dioxide, water, this is the ingredient, product, oxygen and carbohydrate. Here I told you the product of the photosynthesis is oxygen and glucose. Glucose is that form of carbohydrate. Phosphorus, nitrogen, water and carbon dioxide and oxygen, no. Carbohydrates, water. Plant does not need carbohydrates for photosynthesis, water is required, yes. It does not give nitrogen and carbon dioxide because it uses carbon dioxide, clear. So it is again the wrong option. Carbon dioxide, water, yes, they both are required for the photosynthesis, means these are the ingredients of photosynthesis, but ozone and carbohydrates are not the product of the photosynthesis. So the correct option will be carbon dioxide and water, which are the ingredients of photosynthesis, and products of photosynthesis are oxygen and carbohydrates. So option A is the correct answer. Next is, which of the following human activities has added the most carbon to the atmosphere? We have already studied the reasons how the most carbon is added into the atmosphere. Burning of fossil fuel, if we will burn the fossil fuel, definitely it will release most of the carbon in the atmosphere. Mining fossil fuels, it will not release any carbon in the atmosphere. Increasing soil erosion is not a chemical process, generally it does not release any carbon in the atmosphere, none of these, but we have the option burning of fossil fuel. Okay, this is the chemical reaction. If we will burn the fossil fuel, it will release most of the carbon in the atmosphere. So option A is the correct answer. Next is, phosphates and nitrites entering a lake can cause explosive growth of algae. Okay, this is called, we know explosive growth of algae is known as algal bloom. So this is the option D. Estivation, no. Mutation, no. Humus, no. This is the algal bloom is the correct answer. Next is, some bacteria have the ability to fix nitrogen. This means they convert ammonia into nitrites and nitrates. They break down the useful nitrogen rich compounds and release ammonium ions. They convert nitrates into nitrogen gas. They convert atmospheric nitrogen as nitrogen gas into biological useful forms of nitrogen. The option D is the most suitable statement for the. So, some bacteria have the ability to fix nitrogen, means bacteria has ability to fix nitrogen. So, the correct option is that they convert the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere and known as atmospheric nitrogen, they convert it into the biologically useful forms of nitrogen. Thus, they can fix the nitrogen. So, this option D is the correct answer for the given statement. Next is, why is it difficult to integrate nitrogen gas from the atmosphere into the nitrogen cycle of the biosphere? Nitrogen is not very abundant in the atmosphere. Few organisms can directly utilize atmospheric nitrogen gas. Ocean quickly absorb nitrogen gas, or living organisms quickly absorb nitrogen gas. So, question is, why it is difficult to integrate nitrogen gas from the atmosphere? Because few organisms can directly utilize atmospheric nitrogen gas. So, option B is the correct answer. Next is biological O2 demands measures. What? Industrial pollution? No. Generally, oxygen cannot create the pollution. Dissolved oxygen needed by microbes? Yes. Polluting capacity of effluent? No. Air pollution? No. So, we can say that biological O2 demand measures dissolved oxygen needed by the microbes. Option B is the correct answer. Next is biogeochemical cycling means cycling of what? Generally we know biogeochemical cycle means nutrients which are present in the earth and they are recycled by the living organism, that is known as biogeochemical cycle. And it means what? Cycling of what? Water, not only the water, energy in an ecosystem, nutrient in an ecosystem, and gases between plants and atmosphere. As we all know that biogeochemical cycle produces energy in the ecosystem. So, option B is the correct answer. Next is, which of the following is sedimentary cycle? Oxygen cycle, it is gaseous cycle. Nitrogen cycle is also gaseous cycle. Hydrogen cycle is gaseous cycle. So, all these are gaseous cycles. Okay, so what is the left? Left is phosphorus cycle, that is known as sedimentary cycle. Phosphorus is a sediment, so thus we can say that phosphorus cycle is a sedimentary cycle. The bulk of nitrogen in nature is not fixed by lightning, chemical industries, nitrifying bacteria, symbiotic bacteria. Lightning is the process in which nitrogen can be converted or nitrogen can be fixed into the nature. Okay, it is a part of the nitrogen cycle. Chemical industries, yes, they cannot convert or they cannot fix the bulk of nitrogen in the atmosphere, means they do not form any part in the nitrogen cycle. Even we can say that they cannot convert, they cannot fix the bulk of nitrogen in the atmosphere. So, option B is the correct answer. Nitrifying bacteria can convert or fix the nitrogen, and symbiotic bacteria also can fix the bulk of nitrogen in the nature, but chemical industries cannot perform the same function. Next is, which of the following processes are involved in water cycle? Generally we know water cycle start from water bodies. Okay, then water gets evaporated and this process is known as evaporation. Okay, when water gets evaporated, it converts into water vapor, and then when it goes up in the atmosphere, get mixed with the air, it condenses and form clouds, and this process is known as condensation. And by the process of precipitation, when the clouds cannot hold the water anymore, then this water falls on the earth in the form of rain, and this process is known as precipitation. So, what are the processes involved in water cycle? Evaporation, okay. Hibernation, no. Dehydration, no. Evaporation, okay. Condensation, yes. And then precipitation. Here I told you about the water cycle, that water get heated by the water bodies by the process of evaporation. Then when the water vapor goes into the atmosphere, it get mixed with the air and condensed there. This process is known as condensation, and by this process clouds are formed. Then when the clouds cannot hold the water anymore, this water falls down on the earth in the form of rain by the process of precipitation. So, here evaporation, condensation and precipitations are the forms of water cycle. These are the processes which are involved in water cycle. Next is the life sustaining zone of the earth, where lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere interact is called? Ecosystem, not only ecosystem, stratosphere, no, biosphere, yes. Biosphere is the form in which all the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere are interact with each other. So, this is known as biosphere, that is the C option is the correct answer. Next is, which one of the following is an inexhaustible natural resource? Inexhaustible natural resource means the resource which cannot be exhausted. Okay, so air, water, soil or none of these, and option A is the correct answer. This is the example of inexhaustible natural resources. Clear? Next is, total organic matter present in an ecosystem is called. So, total organic matter which is present in the ecosystem is known as biomass. Okay, so option A is the correct answer. Next is, which one of the following is a degradable pollutant? DDT, no. Sewage, yes it can be. Plastic, no. Heavy metals, no. These all are non-biodegradable options, non-biodegradable pollutants. Only the sewage is known as the biodegradable pollutant because it contains organic matters. Next is, the World Environment Day is celebrated on. You have studied it in previous classes also, that World Environment Day is always celebrated on 5th June. So, these are the important questions of NTSE which we have discussed today. Thank you.